Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, the initial members of the group, are pictured here gradually being pushed out the back door and kicked out. There doesn't seem to be any mystery involved in this direction. When you've made payments, pay close attention to the Judgment Day plot, particularly in the previous 2 to 3 months. Chances are good that you've seen some story hints already. The gang did not remain faithful to Rhea Ripley in the face of Liv Morgan's cruel treatment of her. Rather, they grew very close and friendly with Liv Morgan, the same person who had originally eliminated Rhea. Damian Priest, a longtime friend of Rhea Ripley, was the only person who stuck by her side. It's intriguing since, only a few months prior, it appeared as though Damian and Rhea would battle it out for control of the Judgment Day leadership. However, at this point, they truly are the only ones who can support one another during the remainder of the Judgment Day. In reality, it's only Damian and Rhea against the Judgment Day as a whole, with Liv Morgan maybe joining the new Judgment Day as well. It appears that an era will be ending in the next weeks, with Finn most likely assuming leadership responsibilities and the removal of the 2 initial Judgment Day members from the organization. They have been hinting at this story's path. Even during recent live performances, live event shows are renowned for their extremely enjoyable and engaging matches. But as these events aren't broadcast on television and aren't included in the main programming, it's clear that not many plot developments occur there. However, Damian Priest approached JUSO during one of these recent performances and helped him up off the ground. He even shook hands and gave him a Yi salute, which, once more, you won't see any high heel perform. Damian Priest is thus becoming increasingly cordial and kind with his rivals, all of which are indications that his time in the Judgment Day is running out and that he will soon be a lone babyface. Additionally, this character shift ought to be finished before SummerSlam, if not after. Before his title fight against Gunther, it will be prudent for Damian Priest to totally transition into a babyface so that the contest is a straightforward heel encounter. Gunther up against a babyface that has just turned Priest, Damian is almost halfway there. So if he truly turns before SummerSlam, the whole arena might cheer him on when he defends the title against Gunther. And that's just one more fascinating component to keep in mind. Damian's inability to properly defend the crown on his own has been the central plot point of his whole reign. With his tenure, the corporation has developed this narrative. Every single championship defense Damian Priest has mounted since he originally won the title has involved some kind of outside intervention, controversy, or meddling. It seems that they are preparing for Damian Priest's first title defense at SummerSlam, which might not include any outside intervention. Damian Priest has the ideal opportunity to disprove his detractors and win the only unblemished championship defense of his reign thus far, particularly against the Ring King, Gunther. Now that Damian is entering the babyface phase of his reign, winning clean will seem almost like a rebirth for him. The business even had Damian Priest make a whole promo discussing the ongoing outside interference in his title fights, indicating that they want the audience to remember this story. Damian demonstrated video of a number of other recent champions who also had a lot of outside intervention in their matches to prove that he is not the only one who engages in it. Damian is currently dealing with a number of issues, including the breakdown of the Judgment Day and the reappearance of Rhea Ripley, but it appears that his babyface transformation and his ability to convince everyone of his innocence are his primary concerns. SummerSlam will be the perfect venue for that to happen. But given the current state of the Judgment Day, it's also possible that outside interference will still occur during the SummerSlam World Title match. However, rather than aiding Damian, the interference may actually hurt him this time and cause him to lose the title. Perhaps that is the major plot twist in that ongoing story. Furthermore, it wouldn't be shocking if Finn Balor were to force Damian Priest to forfeit the World Title match against Gunther, thereby signaling the end of Priest's days of judgment. That kind of behavior seems quite possible because it will increase Damian's empathy while portraying Finn as a really nasty person. Very similar tale to that of Rhea Ripley. She will probably leave the group in a similar manner as Damian because her time with them is coming to an end. Damian and Rhea will therefore have an extremely intriguing few weeks as everyone anticipates their departure from the group. The name Rikishi has been circulating in the Bloodline WWE storyline for a number of years. Fans have always assumed that since Roman Reigns is controlling three of his sons, Rikishi will eventually return to WWE to either confront Roman or try to reason with his sons. But regrettably, we were never able to witness such kind of viewpoint. And many fans believe that Rikishi would have another fantastic opportunity to play a minor part during Jay and Jimmy's one-on-one feud, but nothing materialized there either. However, admirers of Rikishi continue to hold out hope and ideas about him, believing that he would be the ideal Wiseman for Solo Sikoa's new lineage. We discussed that notion in great length a few weeks ago, and it appears that Rikishi is finally acknowledging and winking at that well-liked fan theory. With the description, Wiseman, Rikishi posted a new photo of himself and Paul Heyman on Instagram, clearly a plural term, implying that he was referring to Paul Heyman and himself as the lineage's Wiseman. Many fans interpret Rikishi's post as a clear indication that he has been aware of the growing fan conversation regarding his being Solo Sikoa's next wise man. Because, as we mentioned when we first discussed this theory, Rikishi would begin to have mixed feelings about everything once he sees that he has sons on both sides of the Bloodline Civil War, making him an extremely intriguing choice to play Solo's wise man. Thus, a wonderful little subplot for all the impending mayhem with the Bloodline would be to see a father attempt to calm down all of his sons and to quiet down the battle. Though it's interesting to see Rikishi refer to himself as the family's wise man, we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do. Could they soon be featured on WWE television? Chelsea Green recently spoke with Rock 95 Radio, and she opened up about what it was like being away from her husband, Matt Cardona. She had this to say, quote, "It's very hard, but I also feel like just marriage is hard. We have different problems than two people who work desk jobs have. But at the end of the day, if you want to make something work, you'll always make it work. A lot of people don't realize for most of our careers, we were totally separate. I was all over the place on the indies and at TNA, and he was always at WWE. So for the first 4 years of our relationship, that's what we were used to." End quote. So Chelsea revealed their big goal right there. A lot of fans have been wanting to see Matt Cardona return to the company, so having that return take place alongside Chelsea Green would be very entertaining. Chelsea Green already has an amazing character going of always being upset, always feeling like everyone is out to get her. So her eventually bringing her husband to help her out with some of the issues does make sense, and would be fun to see as far as things go with Chelsea Green in current day. She's reportedly receiving nothing but high praise for her recent work, especially for her perfect fall at Money in the Bank, but hopefully Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green is a pairing we see on television again down the line.